Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is yet another day, a new day, a bright Sunday, a day that the Lord has made, that we should rejoice and be glad in it. Another day, an episode of health issues is coming right to your doorsteps from Richmond Media, the only media that brings you health issues, creating awareness and promoting health. With me at the studio is no other person than Sister Tessa Houghton. Sister Tessa, you're welcome to Richmond Media.
Hi.
Sister Tessa, everyone is watching you at this moment from all over the world. It could be UK, Ghana, USA, South Africa, West Africa, India, wherever this media can get to the doorsteps of every individual is watching you this afternoon. The topic for today's episode is eye care. What is an eye care? At the end of the program, everyone will know what an eye care is, the importance of eye care, the importance of you taking care of your eye, some signs and symptoms to look for when you have problem with your eye, so that you will be able to reach out to the healthcare professionals that will be able to help you. We have to understand that the eye is very, very, very important in the life of every individual. It looks very tiny there, but it does a big job. When you lose your eye, you have lost your life. Why am I saying it? Being able to reach out to things is very difficult. Even your steps that you used to make previously changes. Reaching out to food, even eating, the food can get to your mouth is very difficult. But if we understand the importance of eye, we will be able to care for our eyes. We will know how important the eye is to every individual. So therefore, please stay tuned with us. Just share to your friends or family, ask everyone to come on board so that the good news that we have for you this afternoon, they can also get their portion. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, Richmond Media. Also, you can listen to us on radio, view us on YouTube, as well as Facebook. You are welcome to Richmond Media. Sister Tessa,
Hi.
one may ask, what is an eye? I won't say eyes. We are taking it as an individual. Yeah. So what is an eye, if one may ask?
Well, the eye is basically your organ that allows you to see. So what that means is that your eyes take in the light around you and they send visual information to your brain, which will then produce an image, and that's what we see. So basically the light stimulates the back of your eye, your photoreceptors, and it turns them into electrical signals. And then the signals travel from your retina, which is at the back of your eye, and through to your optic nerve, and then to the brain. So that's how it all connects at every stage. So it basically, them steps will follow, and that is how we perceive the images that we actually get to see.
Okay. So we don't just see as we see.
No, it's all to do with the light and lots of tiny, tiny photoreceptors at the back of the eye that will send those electrical images to the brain. So it's all a very complicated system, but very good one, nevertheless.
Yeah, I hope our viewers will understand as the terms that we are using relate to the eye. If you are not within it, you don't know exactly what we are talking about. But if you pay attention to us, you will understand what we mean by an eye care. Our second guest is here with us. and he's no other person than my usual brother, my own brother that I am on this platform with most of the time, Mr. Maxwell OWUSU ANSAH. Mr. Maxwell, you're welcome to Health Issues this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me once again.
Thank you for making it possible to this platform. I know you've not been very well, by the grace of God. You are strong now. That if you can join us today, that means the healing process has been taking place. The hand of God has been upon you. Welcome back to Richmond Media. We are very happy to have you again to join our Sister Tessa. Um, Sister Tessa, how do we care? Oh, and Brother OWUSU ANSAH, sorry. How do we care for our eyes at all? I'm not going to choose who to talk. It will depend
Okay.
on, yeah. So
So,
whoever is ready can answer, please.
so one very important thing is to eat a healthy, balanced diet. Also to take regular exercise as well.
Sure.
I would say it's very important to wear sunglasses when it's very bright outside to stop the damage from the sun. Obviously, it can be very bright.
Thank
Um,
you so much.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say to also be aware of your family history. So things that might run in the family, like congenital issues and stuff like that as well. It's important to know what issues your family had with their eyesight, because obviously that could be passed on to yourself, and things to be aware of and look out for.
Josiah, do you want to add something, or you're okay with?
Okay. The only thing I think I can add up is the usage of bright screens. You see the era we are in now. Lots of technological devices. Yeah. So the bright screens, we are most often used to looking at those screens for longer periods of time throughout the day. And so we should be mindful of such as well. There should be rest periods in between the times that we use the screens, the computer screens, the phone screens, especially the phones. Yeah, mobile phone.
Thank you so much. So in this case, what causes eye problems at all, specifically? What can you think of, please?
So just to touch on what you just said there as well about eye strain, working at computers. Also, if you've got to drive long distances as well, it's all like very tiring on your eyes. If you like reading, if you're reading for many hours, it's important to take a regular break if your eyes feel strained, to give them some rest.
Yeah. From our end, usually when you wear glasses, when you are in Africa, like my background is from Ghana, so that's what I can use it as an example. When you when you wear sunglasses, people think it's like you feel big in your shoes, that you are proud, you are showing off. So it makes some people also not wanting to wear it, though it's sunny over there. The
Mm,
temperature back in where I come from is very high. So from what you are telling us, that means it is very important, if you come from the sunny part of the world, to have a sunglasses with you in order to protect your eyes.
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're welcome once again. So in this case, what are some of the signs and symptoms that we should look for, or that indicate that you are getting problems with your eyes?
So that can be many things depending on the different conditions, obviously. But some things that I have put down for, I would say, if you're getting any severe eye pain or irritation, so very severe pain, if you have any vision loss or double vision, that can also be a warning sign. any floaters or flashing lights or halos around objects, which is just sort of light rings around objects when you're looking at them. Anything like a tunnel vision where you can just see in the center but not the outside, so it's like, as it describes, just looking through a tunnel with none of the outside of your vision. Severe headaches and nausea that are associated with problems with your eyes as well can be related to your eyes, so that's something to look out for. And another one that I would suggest is if you're looking at any straight lines, and they're meant to be straight like a door frame or edges of the wall, and you notice any kinks or distortion or like wavy lines, that would also be sort of a warning sign as well.
Thank you so much, Sister Tessa. Mr. Usansa, have you got any additional contribution to it, or do you think it's okay for us to move on?
Well, I think she talked about all of them. Yeah. So it would particularly depend on the actual problem with the eye. So the common ones are what she talked about.
Thank you so much. At this moment, we will continue to acknowledge our viewers. Please, wherever you are watching us from or viewing us at this moment or listening to us, please let us acknowledge you. But we can do so only when we see your comments on the screen. So please give us a comment and we will definitely acknowledge you. If you don't drop us a comment, even if you say hi, we'll be able to identify you, because so many people are watching us and we don't know where you are watching us from and who is watching us at this moment. So please just drop us a comment, like us, subscribe to this channel, and share to your friends and family for all of them to have this good news that we are sharing. It's very important. If you know how important the eye is, if you've not lost your sight, you wouldn't know how important it is. But if you have any visual problem, then you will know how difficult it is to have such problems. And that will give you the understanding of how to care for your eyes. Sister Yvonne Asamoah says, Obapa, you look lovely. Thank you, Sister Yvonne, for spending your time with us. We do appreciate you a lot. Continue to spend time with us and invite your friends and family, invite your husband and your cousins, everyone. Tell them we are seated here right at Richmond Media, so they should come on board to have the good news. Thank you. Ms. Ozansa and Sister Tessa, so happy to have you. So in this case, how do we know or when to access help when we are having difficulties relating to our vision?
My first recommendation would be to see your optician if you are having problems, because obviously they're the ones that are, they're trained for this thing. They can take exams and tests to check the back of the eyes. A lot of the time, sometimes people will go straight to the A&E, but thinking about it, they can have a look at the back of the eyes. They're better equipped to have a look at your eyes for you and can, diagnose straight away what's the problem and refer on if there is any, specialist problems that need attention. They will make them a necessary arrangements.
Thank you so much. Mr. Osansa, any additional, or are you okay?
Yes. No attempt at all should be made in applying anything, be it medicinal or whatever. Just as she said, you need to go straight to the optician. People from our background are very fond of just going to the say the counter and then just to grab a drug for anything at all. The eye is so special that any time you think you have a problem, you need to go straight to the healthcare provider. Do not apply anything. Just go and then get yourself checked before the plan of care is set in motion. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Obrimpon is using my account. It says, nice. eye meeting because it's interesting about how to take care of my eyes. Thank you, Obrimpo, for dropping us the comment. We really appreciate you and acknowledge you. Before I forgot, sorry. Yesterday, Obrimpo, it was Obrimpo's birthday, and he is 7 years old. So
Happy
at this
birthday.
moment, thank you, Auntie. At this moment, from Richmond Media, Obrimpo, on behalf of Richmond Media, for you being a good boy and a good supporter for this program. We wish you a happy birthday, and may God bless you for you to be a good, handsome, and precious diamond as you are at the moment. God bless you so much. Thank you, Obrimpo. At this moment, we'll have a commercial break, and then we get back to our viewers. Please continue to stay tuned. Don't leave us. If you are sending money to Ghana at this moment, I recommend one company to you, and it's OAPay Money Transfer. Use this coupon code during your first transfer and get an extra £7. The coupon code is RICHMO. Please, if you are an association, a church, or a group that you want to earn extra money, through transferring your money to Ghana by OA, you will get extra pounds. Your first transfer, you will get £5 on it, and extra bonus £7 if you do this. So why don't you? Oh, sorry, the first transfer has been increased to £7 instead of 5 previously. Why don't you use this company to send your money to Ghana? If you need any information about this company, just call Richmo and we will give you whatever that it entails to use this company. On the other four, who disika airko Ghana na wabuseni na de koma no wadamfo ana wodi koye adwuma wodi koye project bi ana mepacho me kanfo OAPay e de amount say fa sika mani nkurabata we fa send wusika fa call Ghana na wobenya emfaso e wo so madam ase emra ye to sister Tessa. Sorry, sometimes I have to divert a bit to explain few things to my family members back home and around the globe, so that at least, even if no one hears what I'm saying, my grandma will also understand what I am saying at the moment. At this moment, so do we know how to access it? Is there any treatment at all for eye problems that we can let our viewers know about it? We are not recommending any treatment for anyone on this platform. We are creating awareness and promoting health. We're just letting you know what is available for you. So please bear with us. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may continue, whoever is ready. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so conventional treatment for certain disorders with the eye, such as like nearsightedness, farsightedness, and like astigmatism, they can be corrected with prescriptive lenses, which your healthcare provider would explain more. And some conditions such as like cataracts or glaucoma, retinal detachments, they might require medical and surgical treatments for those. Obviously, your providers would explain all of that as well. There are some conditions such as wet age-related macular degeneration, where you can have a procedure done. So for here, we do injections into the eye, and the aim of those injections is to dry up the fluid that leaks at the back of the eye from the vessels that are leaking, which is again like an age-related condition. So certain conditions there can be treatments for. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Mr. Osansa, have you got additional contribution to that, please?
No, none, please. That's it.
All right. So if I come to you, Sister Tessa, you are home. I know you are working in the eye clinic, and I come. Oh, Sister Tessa, can you help me? Because you are just telling me that there are treatments available. So if I come to you that if you can, my eye is hurting me, can you help me to sort it out? Is that possible? Because you know where to get all these treatments. Would it be available for me from you directly?
Not from me directly, but I would point you in the right direction of who to see. So I would start you off getting a referral from either your GP or an optician. They would examine the eyes and send you to the relevant department where they can sort of assess whether or not you do have these conditions. First of all, that's the most important thing. And then the doctor would advise on what was the most relevant course of treatment for you, depending on what they find.
Thank you so much. Let me translate it a bit at this point. Ms. Rosans, I'll come to you to see if you have something to add it to what Sister Tessa said. Me pamacho ene ye kasafa ekwan ye befa so a ye bebo ye ni ho eban said ye be ya yenya ohaw ana amane bi ewo ye ni esan se ani wowoi ehu ehia yie ehye ho kitikiti nanso n'adwuma eye no eso papa esan se wani essay anase ohaw bi eba wani ho a eho na wo hunu se ani ho hia waduane kora wo ti akọwa no etoda bi a wo hu ba bi a wo mfa emfa na akampesa wo nantie kora no esesa wabra bo nyina esesa san se duru ba bi a o sate bi a wo behia mmoa ewo wo ho ananka wo ye obi nso anka wo gina benane a bibia enhia eni tinya ye kan nane se moma ye hwe ye nu eso yie se wani eye wo ya wo se wani sio kusikusi wani so ya wo ya wani ya wo hene wo scratch it wo chichi wani so that is the word wani udabia na wani ya wo hene ya keka na do se chichi so a anase wo hunu ade mienu ade ananka wo hunu a eye tia no afi de wo hunu na eye tesania ensuo epo puba no so wo hunu sa we nyina nipa wo cho hunu se wo hia moa emoa na wo hia no ema meme Hanna Bimah ho se wo ba bepem moa no afiri me honam me pa cho ani wo honam obekọ optician first so okọ optician obechiro we bi kura obenya saa emoa no afiri so optician mewa so America na ko A&E ye krom ha ye te no UK Europe ene amanamana aka omugina wo mo na so no de utimi wura A&E at any time but ya na ye krom no ya na wo bre ba ni nyina mu no dwane kokotoa wo doctor na se wo bi a owo ayaresabia anasa ohwe ani na obeche okwankora befa so a obenyam nkwanko gina afichire enkwanko fa aduro bi emfa nwu wani so me da se bebre so we answer Tessa. I was just explaining this to you.
Yeah.
So my grandma can understand what we are talking about. Yeah. And everyone who may not understand what we are saying, but speaks my language. You can speak any other language, but I may not be able to translate it. So please bear with me if I change my tongue.
No problem.
Mr. Uziansan, you wanted to add something to what we are saying.
Yes. The actual place you seek help from is very paramount when it comes to healing and health. And so it is very important that you would go to the right place, just as Sister Tessa said. So you need to see the optician for the necessary investigations and the follow-up care, or any other health care provider can give you the directions to the right place. So you need to actually stick to that rather than going elsewhere. So that is what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Uziansan and Auntie Tessa. At this moment, we continue to acknowledge our friends and family members watching us. At this moment, Sister Christiana Sapon says, great. watching you live from Amsterdam. Thank you so much, our Amsterdam family. We really appreciate you. I know Papa Nico is watching us. Papa, we salute you for spending your time with us as well with Sister Christiana Sapon. I know Auntie Maggie is watching, as well as Uncle Peter is also watching. Whoever is watching and your name is not mentioned, please don't be offended. We will continue to mention the names as long as we see them on the screen. But there are few individuals that I know that they are not commenting, but they are watching. That's why I'm mentioning their name. So if you want us to acknowledge you, please drop a comment. Even hi would do for us. Thank you. And Nanajwa is Saisa, very educative. Nanajwa, thank you so much for your time with us all the time, every Sunday. We really appreciate you. Sister Ivona Samoa says very interesting. Thank you so much, viewers. We are bringing you this good news right from Richmond Media to your doorsteps. Every doorsteps, we are coming there. So wherever you are, please call everyone, friends and family, to join us so that we will all share the good news together. So even if we don't have the problem, we can help our friends and family who may encounter these kind of problems in order to access help when there is, because there is available help is available within this area. So please don't sit down, don't lose your sight before you shout for help. By that time it will be too late. That's why we are bringing you this program, creating awareness and then promoting health. We are not prescribing any medicine on this program. Please, thank you so much. At this moment, what role at all does diet plays in relating to ocular health?
Yeah, so there's certain researches that have been done that are linked with certain nutrients that you can get from your food that you intake, such as lutein, like vitamin C and E. They can help to reduce the risk of serious eye disease. You can get them from these antioxidants in like green leafy vegetables, also fruits and nuts, and lots of other foods like fish that would contain all these nutrients that they have done research to say are linked to promoting good eye health, basically.
Mr. ANSAH, have you got additional contribution towards that, please?
Okay, so in places or areas where these types of food are scarce, there also exist nutritional supplements. So, in the forms of the nutrients she talked about, the vitamin A and then the lutein, and many others that help, that can also be sought after. But with regards to that, you'd have to talk to your optician or your healthcare provider before you go onto such supplements. Yeah.
So is there a particular, like some items of fruit and vegetables that we can mention that we think will help? Have we got any particular ones at all?
So oily fish is always recommended. And all of your green vegetables, so your leafy greens, they're also very good. And also just very good in general for health, not just for eye health, but just all of these things that are good for us in general as well.
So any additional one, Miss Osansa?
Yeah.
Maybe from where you're coming from.
She mentioned nuts that are also very, very helpful. Nuts and some whole grains, yeah, also have such nutrients.
What some people are saying is that for every fruit or vegetables, looking at the structure of it, the features, how it looks like, helps that particular organ, how should I say it? In terms of healthy eating or balanced diet, we should focus on those particular fruit or vegetables. Like if you look at the coconut, you see the coconut has got some chew. I don't know how it is called or named, but there are some two individual. It looks like an eye, or I don't know if Tessa, you've seen the real coconut before. If you haven't checked it, when you see it, or I'll bring you one.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's got like two dots. It looks like the eyes on it. And I think it's even got a nose. I don't know if there is a third one, then that would be the nose. So that doesn't mean, but research is showing that I cannot really give the
Okay.
statistics,
Um, um,
but
um, they talk of a phenomenon known as doctrine of signatures.
yeah,
Yeah, I believe that is what you are talking about.
yeah,
Looking at the food stuff and the kinds of food we have, and then um, their their nature, their shape, their design. If it
yeah,
looks like something in our bodies, then probably it might be working towards the health of that organ. So, for example, the onion, when it's cut longitudinally, there's that design, that shape, yeah, that looks like the eye. Um, According to that school of thought, the doctrine of signatures, it says the onion has properties that help eye health. And looking at it from where they are coming from, you see, whenever the substances in onion react with air, uh, it produces some um, aerosol um, things that causes the eye to tear up. Yeah, and then tear is a naturally occurring thing that cleans the eye, and so that can be accepted in a way. Yeah, that um, the foods that look like the organs that we see or know in our bodies work towards the health of such organs. So that is where such theory is coming from, the doctrine of signatures. Uh,
I've not heard that before. That's really interesting, actually.
okay.
Yeah, I've not heard that, so that's really interesting to know.
Yeah. So
thank you so much.
foods like carrots,
Hmm.
yeah, when it's cut cross sectionally, you see that's a kind of shape it has. They said it looks like the eye, and it works on the eye. And
Yeah,
truly, carrot has a nutrient that helps the eye. So that is
yeah.
where they are coming from.
Hmm.
It's called the doctrine of signatures.
Doctrine of signatures. Thank you so much, Mr. Usansa. You know, today, even if we've heard of nothing, we didn't get anything from what we are giving you. You would definitely get doctrine of signatures. So you will make more research into other organs as well in relation to diets with their problems that they come with. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time spent with us. Indeed, we are blessed today to have four strong, three strong ladies and a gentleman. The last lady to join us is no other person than our own sister, IDOWU, to join us at the studio.
Hi
Sister Tai,
everyone.
oh, you're
Hi.
welcome.
All
Thank
right,
you
sorry.
so
Yeah, I was a bit late from church, so sorry about that. Wow,
That's
Tessa,
okay.
thumbs up. Our able
That's cool.
professor, thumbs up as well, and our able host. what else can I say?
Thank you
Great
so much,
topic. Thank you,
Sister Tai.
everyone, and to all our listeners. Thank you.
Indeed, we really appreciate the fact that you have been able to,
Oh,
make it to us. And I can see Ruben is trying to troop in, but just like Open Boy is always trying to
oh
troop
dear.
in. Mr. Ruben, we wish you as well a happy belated
Thank
birthday.
Oh,
you.
And
happy
Thank you.
birthday.
yes,
Thank you.
and we
Well, it's
hope
our birthday, so I could say thank you.
exactly. We hope. Oh, and Auntie Tai, no, your one is long ago. Sorry, and we hope Ruben will continue to be a good boy as a Brimpong to support us at the background.
Definitely.
Auntie Tai, you wanted to chip in something. So once
Yes,
you are
I
in, I don't
wanted
need to
to.
read it to anyone, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
Well,
so much, Tessa and Mr. OWUSU Answer. You've talked about everything I was gonna like chip in, but at the end of the day, we're all together in this. When we mentioned that people can have nuts and fruits, vegetables, green leaves, are just like, oh, let's mention to them because we've got people with nut allergies. So not
Mm.
to make that mistake to say, oh, since I've got nut allergy, then that means there's nothing for me. Well, the other options are the green leaves. So if you've got nut allergy, please do not. Nobody's advising you now to say nuts are very important for your eyes. So don't go and get nuts and then you'll be like, oh, on the program I watched, they said we should eat nuts. Please stay safe and be careful. Don't say I've got my EpiPen or something. It might not work for you. There are other options. Carrot is there, green leaves are there. So please just be ensured what you take. Don't say, oh, it has to be nuts. For us that are not allergic to nuts, I think we will go for nuts. So that's all I wanted to add to that point.
All right.
thank you so much
You're
for
very
Thank you very
welcome.
clarifying this for us. At least we will know. That's what sometimes we behave. Once we don't think, once we say, I think recently someone said they ask them that they can do something in order to prevent them from getting how I think rid of a high blood pressure or something. Excuse me. I think I'm coming up with something. So along the line, something will just crack up. The person went to the and it she ended up in A&E. So that's why Auntie is clarifying on that, being precise on what to do, not to do what you are not supposed to be doing. Yes. So at this moment, I think we can have a commercial break whilst we
Okay.
continue the program. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are watching us from, Richmond Media is coming right to your doorsteps from all over the world. Be on the radio, be on Facebook or YouTube. We are everywhere, all the corners. So continue to watch us, not only this program, but every program that comes on Richmond Media. I think there is a promotion going on at the moment to our subscribers. If you continue to watch us, subscribe to YouTube, Richmond Media. Promotion. The first prize will be laptop. You want to get the laptop? Then
Oh
subscribe
yeah.
and continue to watch our programs. If you want to have a mobile phone, why not continuing watching the program all the time? The third prize will be hampers. It involves so many things. Your eyes will be able to see only when you get it at your doorstep. As we are bringing you all our programs to your doorstep. So why don't you subscribe to Richmond Media? The fourth prize is also a hamper, and it also involves in so many things that your eyes can witness. Today, everything is about eyes. So we're talking about eyes. So what you can see that will encourage you, that will encourage others to come to Richmond Media. And the fifth prize is also a hamper as well. It could be you, it could be me. So let's continue to subscribe to Richmond Media and continue when watching all the programs from Richmond Media. It shouldn't only be my program, I'm happy if you always spend your time with me. But there are other programs as well on this platform, and it all comes together to be Richmond Media. So please, let's spread our wings around in order to promote Richmond Media to the whole world. Thank you for keeping watching us all the time. Our friends and family, we are discussing IK. What is an IK? How you can access help when you are having difficulties, when problems are trooping in on your eyes that you don't know what to do, when you cannot see very well, when you are having blur vision, you having floaters, you having sometimes it's what cobwebs, sometimes it's a dark spots, sometimes it's like what is that in an a
Cobwebs or
spider
zigzag.
web. Yeah, sometimes it's zigzag, sometimes it's like the sea. Yeah, the shores of the sea.
Things
All
are
these
wavy.
wave, yeah. All these are factors that comes along with eye problems that we don't know the exact problem that it is coming with. Is it going to end our vision? Are we going to lose our sight? That will affect our individual as a whole. Why don't you seek help from now if you are experiencing things like this? Ladies and gentlemen, I will leave the platform for you at this moment as I may ask you, how can ward nurses acquire basic knowledge and skills from the ophthalmology department? Ward nurses, they do so many things. They are really going extra miles for our patients. I've been there. Tai has been there. Tessa, have you been on the ward?
No, I have theatre background, so I was
That's
theatre
fine.
and then clinical from there.
Okay. But Mr. OWUSU ANSAH is still there. What kind of knowledge? The basic ones that they will need from the ophthalmology point of view. What do they need to acquire that will help their job, that will enhance their career, as well as giving them the opportunity to provide high standard of care to our patient, because that is the main reason why we are there as healthcare professionals. Thank you.
So I would just say that if they have any spare time, obviously I know they're very busy, but if there's any spare time to come and observe down in such as that any eye unit where they can observe what the nurses are doing, also to try and get a bit of a basic anatomy of the eye, because having an understanding of, you know, the different parts of the eye and how they can be affected is also quite useful as well for any nursing. So that would be a suggestion from me.
Thank you so much.
On my part, you know, like you said, we all know that how busy the ward can be, and if you haven't been on a ward, you will think, oh, the ward nurse can do it. I kid you not, it's totally different, especially if you don't have any idea. But on my part, I would suggest that, you know, if you have an handover by a patient transfer from the eye unit or the theaters or recovery, the basic thing you want to ask is, oh, have they got drops? Are they meant to have drops? How long does the drops needs to be done for, or where should they be kept? Because for you to understand what the eyes issues are, or when a patient is being admitted and they've, you know, you go through their bags and you see different kind of eye drops, and you just decide, we're just gonna chuck it there. Or patient is saying to you, oh, I normally have eye drops before I go to bed. Please, can you tell the doctor? And you just think, oh, you'll be discharged in 3 days. Don't worry, you'll be fine. When you go home, you can continue. You know, as nurses or as healthcare professional, I would plead on my own behalf, please, as we are all advocate for our patient, endeavor we listen to them and try and be of help to them. Some of them have glaucoma or any other eye problem that they need to have those drops, or they've come to you to say, oh, my drops is finished. But because you're not ophthalmic, doesn't mean that it's just like you saying to a patient, you don't need to have your blood pressure tablets. or when you go home, you can carry on. It's the same thing with eyes. And these little things you're looking at, they are the most powerful thing. Apart from the brain, I think it's the second most powerful thing in our body that we tend not to appreciate. You don't want to lose them. And the way they connected to the whole part of the body is amazing. That kind of work that God has done, nobody can explain it. So, and like I said, as a nurse, your basic knowledge is know about the drops, know what the drops is for, where the drops should be stored, and then, like Tessa said, if you've got spare time, you can come to any eye clinic or any eye environment to say, oh, please, can I lend this? And if that's not possible, if you have any other people, like any other friends or colleagues that work elsewhere, in your own spare time, just chit chat them, text them, WhatsApp them. Oh, I know you work in so place. Please, what do you guys do? If I have a patient from your area, what should I be doing? What should I be looking out for? Those little things helps. And I've realized that sometimes patients get appointment and they're being admitted onto the ward, and it's a struggle to get them to the clinics because people don't tend to understand the importance of appointments. At kid, you might come in today and say, oh, I've got this severe pain on one side, but I've taken paracetamol, it's better now. Or I've got eye appointment, but I don't need to attend it because I'm on the ward, and then you miss that. You don't know the detriment of what you're causing to yourself and to your health. Like I said, this little thing, you don't want to joke with them. So please, ward nurses, our colleagues, our friends, we encourage all of you, know a little bit about every single eye issues. Even if you can't learn them in depth, just with your patient, when they say, oh, I've got this drop, please find out what drop is for, where it should be stored, how often should they need to use it. And if you think, it might be contradicting to some medication they've been prescribed to, or they've just been prescribed on, also understand, oh, speak to the doctors, oh, you've prescribed this patient is on this, is there any other alternative? Because, like we all know, when people are on steroids, either diabetic or no diabetic, we know what it does to our blood sugar. So just the same way with drops, there's no knowledge is too small. But like I said, chit chat, text your friend, text your colleague, ask your senior colleague, sorry, have you come across this? Have you seen this before? There is no harm in asking. You might be saving somebody's vision by asking little questions. Thank you.
Yeah. And good
Okay.
communication as well with the wards is also useful because in the area where I work, particularly in the rapid access, so we'll get inpatient referrals where they'll want a review from a doctor. So also communicating well with the wards to make sure the patient can either get down to the clinic, is suitable to come, or if not, the doctor can go to them to be reviewed. So there's always advice out there if needed. Just a second, that as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I want to
Yes, no
add up.
question.
Yeah, just a bit. I really believe that if the symptoms and the signs are picked up earlier and well, the intervention would be timely, and so the nurses, as they have rightly said, need to know and be able to pick up the symptoms and the signs so that the needed referrals can be made in time. Uh, I believe when we get ourselves acquainted, the nurses on the ward, with the anatomy of the eye, as she said, and then the signs and symptoms, I believe that would go a long way to help our patients, because from what I've observed, mostly some of the symptoms related to eye problems are looked over and not taken into uh, consideration. Uh, Common examples are um, dry scales or patches that are consistent and exist for longer periods of time. Um, the inflammation of the conjunctiva that maybe might stay there for some time. The reddening of the eye that may go a long way. Some of these things are just let me say ignored, and then things like the BP, the BM, and others are majorly taken up. But some of these things should be taken into consideration, and then the needed referrals made in time. Um, some time ago, my little sister had surgery on the scalp, and then I made sure it happened in the facility I worked in Ghana. And then post-op, um, she had inflamed conjunctiva. So initially, what we were looking at were the IV fluids. So we thought maybe she was being overloaded, but then it lasted for 2 whole days, and I realized no. So the optician had to come in, and it was there that we discovered she had a problem. And so I think if the signs and symptoms are picked up by the nurses, the needed referrals can be made in time just to save the patient. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. OWUSU ANSAH, for recognizing the conjunctivitis that your sister had that led to the diagnosis of the actual problem that was being able to deal with. At this moment, I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time, and to everyone watching us this afternoon. Without you, this program couldn't have come on. So we really value you for the fact that you are here with us. Drop a comment and we will definitely acknowledge you. At this moment, we are coming to the end of the program, but there is one very important question that I would like to know, and I know someone else also wants to know about it. What are some of the recommendations from WHO in relation to ocular health or eye problems? The reason why I always emphasize on WHO's recommendation is every guideline, wherever you are, whichever country you are coming from, the guidelines have to meet the WHO's recommendation. So it is an umbrella that covers every health guideline. So please, what are some of the recommendations that you can give us this afternoon?
So the World Health Organization in May 2022 implemented a 4-step procedure to ensure that everything was being met. So the first step was kind of analysis of the problem. And then they would develop a strategy plan of how they were going to deal with the problem. And then it would be an implementation on how that was going to happen. And then lastly, an ongoing review to make sure that people were being followed up correctly. Because currently about 2 billion people are living with like sight impairment or visual impairment, and about 1 billion of those people, it's due to lack of access to the eye care and services that they very much need. So it just shows that that is a very good, a measure that needs to be in place, really.
Thank you so much. Any additional recommendation that
she said it all, and like she said, how we take our own health into our own hands matters, because like my brother also said, we only focus on blood pressure, diabetes, and other stuff, but then we tend to ignore, even individually. Sometimes that your eye is very blurry, it's red, it's itchy, things like that, but we just like, oh, it would settle. Once it's past 24 hours to 48 hours, then you should be thinking of something. So WHO organization is already emphasized on it. So it's depending on that individual, how you want to go about your own health, how you want to assess things, because no one is going to do it for you. I can understand with people that doesn't have relatives that can help them, but always seek those help, because they're there. There are so many charity organizations back in Africa, and I'm sure they are here as well in the UK, but back in Africa, you have different organizations, they'll just randomly say, oh, we're doing this. They might just ask you to pay like maybe a little amount of money, like a ticket gateway, to come in. You have free blood pressure done, you have your free BM done. Take advantage of those. You never can tell. Health is wealth. So lay your hands on anything you could and, save your sight. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you so much. One thing that people forget about is as they are very much concerned about only the blood pressure, thinking that the same blood pressure can also affect the eye by coming up with ocular hypertension. Yeah. So please let our let our eyes be very, very important. My eyes are anyway. I didn't know until I got there. Then I know how important the eye is. It's part of the brain. The one we are thinking of the brain, think about your eyes. It looks very small, but very, very, very this. Mr. Oceansa, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I really want to reiterate this. Please do not apply anything unless you're being instructed to. That is very, 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 very important. People have ways of, counteracting maybe discomfort with known over-the-counter medication. But please, with regards to your, though it's the entire body, but the eye, you have to be very, very important, very mindful, because you don't need to apply anything onto your eye unless you're being instructed to by the healthcare provider. That is very, very important. So they should be very mindful of that. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Tessa, you want to say something, please?
Well, I was just going to add, also, we've talked about the fact that when people are getting symptoms or signs of what to look out for, but also the regular importance of having your eyes screened, even if you're having no signs and symptoms, because some things can be picked up just routinely by examination. So, for example, a person should always aim to see an optician every 2 years, even if they have nothing wrong with their eyes at all that they're aware of. And for some people it may be more regular, such as diabetics, as myself. I have a yearly eye screening, and although I have no signs and symptoms, there can be changes in the eye which can be picked up just from routine test and assessment. And we often find a lot of people just attending for routine optician appointments with no symptoms or no signs can have problems that need urgent attention. So very just to emphasize the importance of getting that screening and checking done, even if you're not experiencing any of the things we discussed.
That's it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What could I have done without you? Indeed, I have really enjoyed the program. But one thing that I want to emphasize, even if you are adults and you need a boxing ring, you need a gloves to fight someone or with a child or whatever, please leave the head alone, because the eye is part of the brain. The whatever happens to it, this affects your eye. So please, this one I'm pleading with everyone. The men, please, if you're fighting with your girlfriends and your wives, please leave their head alone.
What if it's vice versa?
Okay, if the women, if you are also that is true.
We can't pick on Mr. OWUSU alone. He's the only man standing against 3 women.
No.
So
you are right.
So what if it's the other way around?
No, you are right. The women tend to, throw things, and please be careful. The man needs to think and they need an eye to see, so that they can look after you as a woman. So the woman also need it, so that they can serve you and love you as a man. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever is with us this afternoon, I'm sure you have received something from us, right, from no other station than Richmond Media. Sister Tai is a regular member on this platform. Mr. ANSAH is forever regular member on this platform. Sister Yvonne says thanks for the eye education. Thank you, Sister Yvonne, for your time with us. Sister Tessa, it's your first time. but I
Very
am
fair.
sure that from my heart and from your heart, you are also part of this family. And whenever we extend our invitation to you, when we get to ophthalmology, I'm sure you are always there for us.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
anytime.
Thank you so much for coming to this program. Please don't go. Keep watching us, but we have to turn ourselves and bring you another program called From the Beginning. Check on the YouTube, from Facebook. You will see us there. You will meet us there. And if you have the link, please share to everyone. Invite everyone. And thank you. God bless everyone for making your time this afternoon for us, Richmond
Bye.
Media.
Bye.
Bye. All.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you very much.
Sister Christiana Sapon says, God bless you all for sharing with us this important topic. Ladies and gentlemen, that is for you.
Mikrenyane jinyumu jiwo jifokesinaje midino nyumkampara nido ajemjeda hokwa oh we sema seya sishim jini na echi